Well, joining me now is France 24's senior reporter Catherine Norris Trent. She's in the city of Sloviansk in the Donbass. Catherine, there have been attacks across the country this morning, and they do seem to be on a scale not seen for quite a long time in this war. What can you tell us?
This is a clear escalation in this war. People in Ukraine had been bracing for some kind of response from Russia after the Kerch bridge linking Russia to Russian-occupied Crimea was hit. And it seems this is what we're seeing across the country. So from the very west of Ukraine in Lviv to the capital Kyiv, down in the south in Mykolaiv, and in Zaporizhia and in the east of Ukraine. 15 explosions rocked the city of Dnipro, and powerful blasts were also reported at power plants in Kharkiv, the city up in the northeast. So this is evolving. It's a very fluid situation. There have been dozens of targets announced already by Ukrainian authorities. President Zelensky is asking people to remain in bomb shelters because there are still air raid alerts across the country. There was one here in Sloviansk in the Donbass just a few minutes ago. So the situation remains extremely tense on the ground. People are waiting for further developments, but it seems that infrastructure is being hit across Ukraine, as well, of course, as civilian areas and cities.
Meanwhile, Catherine, you yourself are not too far from the front lines in the Donbass. Just tell us a bit about where you are and what it is that you're witnessing in that part of the country.
I'm in Sloviansk, which is a town in the Donetsk Oblast, which is one of those 4 regions that Vladimir Putin signed a paper saying that he was annexing into part of the Russian Federation. Well, people here in Sloviansk do not accept that at all. There is fierce fighting going on just kilometers away. So quite often we hear the rumble of distant artillery and explosions around this region. That's been a constant for people in this area for many months now. There's very fierce fighting going on around the nearby city of Bakhmut. We've been also visiting some of the areas which the Ukrainian army recently retook from Russian forces after months of occupation, and the devastation there is enormous. Houses, shops, civilian areas, just basically razed to the ground. So asking people here about the reaction to what's going on, you know, they've become accustomed to a lot of this violence. One man we spoke to here just in the street said he was just learning the news and didn't seem particularly concerned. A lot of the population of this area has already emptied out, Nadia. There are few people on the streets because they're trying to get on with life as best they can near the front lines of this war. But a lot of people have left the Donbass already because of the very heavy fighting that's been going on for months now. And in some of those recently deoccupied zones, like 90% of the population has fled. So there are strikes in busy populated cities in Ukraine. And in this area, it's just another reminder that this war is still grinding on.
Catherine Norris Trent in Sloviansk. Thanks very much indeed.